Hello everyone and welcome to this month's video newsletter update of everything that's been going on in the Geopark and will be coming up this month and into the summer as well. Welcome again. My name is Jack Matthews. I'm the Geoheritage Officer for Charnwood Forest Geopark, and over the next few minutes I'm going to give you all the updates you need to know about how you can get involved with what's going on across Charnwood Forest with both us and the many partner organisations we work with. So our big news for the past few weeks has been that Braggate Park and Swidlam Wood have been designated a National Nature Reserve by Natural England. This is huge news both for that site and our region as a whole. That designation recognises the geological importance of Braggate Park and Swidlam Wood, home to some of our oldest animal ancestors found in the fossils there from more than 560 million years ago. You can find out more about that story on our website and also in the press. There's been news releases, there's videos with the chair of Natural England, Tony Juniper, and others. So please do find out more about that on so many different avenues, because it's a fantastic story and it really helps not only Braggate Park and Swidlam Wood, but also Charnwood Forest Geopark as we work towards our UNESCO Global Geopark application. We also want to recognise that it's Volunteer Week, so a big thank you to all the volunteers who are helping us care for and celebrate Charnwood Forest. If you want to find a bit more about what they've been working on, how many hours have been spent on different projects, then you can find that on the news section of our website at charnwoodforest.org. Please do have a read, and thank you once again to everyone who's helping us out in the Geopark. Jumping ahead a little bit there, we also wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been joining us for one of our 4 guided walks this year as part of the National Forest Walking Festival. Attendance was great, even though the weather could have been better. It was quite muddy at times, but we had 4 walks on covering both the history, the landscapes of Charnwood Forest, and also the geology. So thank you to everyone who joined. We know there was a bit of a waiting list for many of our walks, so if you missed out, please do continue to follow along on our mail list or on these video updates or on social media, because we're thinking that later on this summer we might put on some of those walks again. We also had a very successful schools dig with children from schools in and around Charnwood Forest joining us for 3 days a few weeks ago at Bow Manor Hall. Thank you to the staff there, to our volunteers who joined us, and a big thank you to Professor Carenza Lewis of the University of Lincoln and her team who led the event, test pitting at several sites around there, discovering both some of the World War II history and indeed things many, many hundreds of years old. If you want to stay in touch about what was discovered, the specimens have all gone away for analysis now, and we're hoping that later in the year we'll invite Professor Lewis back to Charnwood Forest for a big update on some of those discoveries. So do follow along for more information about that. Who knows how old some of that pottery might turn out to be. Helen and myself from the Geopark team were just this past week down in Torbay for the UK Global Geoparks Committee meeting. Torbay is in the English Riviera UNESCO Global Geopark. We had 2 very interesting days learning from all of the other UK geoparks, both aspiring and UNESCO Global Geoparks, and sharing our own story as well, updating the committee on our progress over the last year as we work towards UNESCO Global Geopark status. And if you want to join in, get a bit hands-on with heritage, then across July we have 4 opportunities where you can join Karen Slade, who's an expert in making decorative floor tiles, particularly in the medieval style. This is something we know is a rich part of Charnwood Forest heritage, found at sites like Braggate Park and Ulverscroft Priory and many of the other historic sites in Charnwood Forest. It's also a site particularly around the Colville area where lots of tiles were being made, including up until the Victorian era as well. So if you want to get hands-on with that and make your own decorative floor tile, go onto our website, the events section, and you can find out more about the 4 sessions going on through July when you can make your own decorative floor tile, hopefully celebrating something that's special to you about Charnwood Forest. So go onto our website, charnwoodforest.org/events, to book on to one of those free sessions that's happening. They're booking up quick, so don't hesitate, book now. And finally, just to update you that while you can volunteer with the geopark itself, doing things like looking after some of our many important geological sites, you can also volunteer with many of the organisations in and around Charnwood Forest too. And recently we've been supporting Mount St Bernard Abbey. They're setting up a new volunteer group to help care for their wonderful estate, all the biodiversity and the geodiversity that can be found there. You can find more about that story, about how we're supporting them, and also how you can get involved in that group on the news section of our website. They're a wonderful group and I know they would love your support. So that's the end of this month's newsletter update in the video format. And as ever, if you want to find out more about what makes Charnwood Forest special, how you can get involved, how you can sign up to the newsletter, how you can volunteer, and many, many other things, if you just want to delve a little bit deeper into our geological history, all of that information is online at charnwoodforest.org. So thank you once more for joining us for this video newsletter update, and we hope to see you next month again for one of these. Have a great weekend and see you all